Welcome to our interview series with WellNest Global and international holistic experts, Consilience, Exploring New Ways of Thriving. You can find this series on our YouTube channel where you're probably listening or watching now, and that channel is at WellNest Global. I'm Valarie Angle Roberts, your hostess, and our intention here today and every time that we come on with these wonderful professionals is to empower you with tools and resources and wisdom so we can assist you on your journey of healing and thriving in this life. So whether that means for you working with a specific concern that you have, or bringing you peace of mind, helping you align with abundance, satisfaction, success, we really want to help you be fulfilled and be that source of connection for you. So today we're here with Laura Sabados with Creating Harmony with Laura. And Laura, thank you so much for sharing some time with us here today.
Oh, I'm happy to do it. I really support what WellNest Global is promoting. Lots of great vendors here.
Yeah, thank you. And for those of you who are just finding us for the first time, you'll see Laura if you join our community group. We'll post that link below. Follow our website. You'll see we post updates about what Laura's doing in her business and in her trainings. And we try to keep up with her there. So if you're familiar with us, you've seen her before. And so today we're going to get to know a little bit more about Laura and what she does. So go ahead, Laura, take it away and tell us a little bit about you and your passions and your business.
So sure. So a little bit about me. I am a clairvoyant medium, and I also do a lot of sound healing, energy work, and most recently I added animal communication into my repertoire, which is a super, super sweet space to communicate with the animal kingdom and promote healing there. So that's a beautiful thing that I love to do. A lot of times people will ask me, were you born with this gift of clairvoyance? How did you get into this? And it is such an interesting question, because while I was very clairvoyant as a child, like you've been talking about, Valarie, with some of your Facebook Lives recently, you've been talking a lot about social programming and how we are kind of our special gifts, all of the things that we bring in as the soul in this lifetime, we get squashed down. We're told to play little, stick to this, women can only do this, big boys don't cry, all of those types of things. And it is programming. And so it was programmed out of me for many decades. And then, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that happened for me. And it started with first a love of crystals. And I've always been a musician. So it then went into the sound healing. And everything is frequency and vibration. So it was a natural thing for me to learn to read energy. It's frequency and vibration. I close my eyes. I ask a person to repeat their name for me so that I tune into their vibration. And then we go from there, and we can look at all types of energy. We can look at soul purpose. We can look at chakras. We can look at karma, cords, relationships, Akashic records, decisions between here and there. I mean, it's just all energy, and it's frequency and vibration. And that's just the world I love to play in.
I feel like that's so empowering for so many people who are listening, to think that they could actually tune in with your help, if they don't feel like they've had this before, and have that empowerment, just go from feeling unsure or, confused or out of alignment to having a friend, guide them into that connection, right? So does everyone have the power to tap in to clairvoyance, or is it just a unique few?
Oh, no. We all have many gifts. And I actually teach some classes. Oftentimes when I do festivals, I will do a lecture on clair abilities. So clair means clear, and clairvoyance means clear seeing. And there's clear knowing, which is clear cognizance, right? This is clairvoyance, the third eye chakra. Clairaudience is the fifth chakra uh, ability. And then clairsentience is that clear feeling, and that's the second chakra. And a lot of folks nowadays call that being empathic, and they're already recognizing that they're picking up everybody's energy. And so when I teach my courses, that's where I start, is how do we let go of all the garbage that we've been picking up, the stuff where we're trying to heal others, and we're taking on a lot of their energies, and we need to let it go. And I have wonderful energy tools that we teach, and I teach, and it just helps all that energy move, so that by the end of 4 weeks, we are having a lot of seeing going on, or hearing spirit. We're maybe feeling a little bit less because we're getting more information using our other chakras. So it's a real clearing, real tuning in, and validation of we all have these gifts. We all have them. It's just a matter of how much we've been programmed not to pay attention to.
Mm. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That kind of that trusting yourself. You were saying that we let go of all the baggage and let that come through, and so it's likely that most people have recognized it, but haven't recognized it as a clair, and haven't necessarily trusted, right? So they've had a vision or had a feeling, and then they've just brushed it off because they didn't trust that connection, right?
Or a lot of times they'll reach out to people who don't necessarily have these abilities, who aren't aware as much of spirit and the soul essence within the body. And so they'll go to a neighbor or a friend, somebody that they know fairly well and feel, safe with. And they'll say, boy, I had this dream, and then, it came true. What do you think about that? And it's amazing how many people will be like, you know what? That's just coincidence. It's just a fluke of nature. And the more that we invalidate those experiences, the more we accept that programming, the more we stay bogged down, and the less clear we are. So a lot of what I do is helping people release doubt and validate their experiences, expand upon them, feel comfortable with them, and get into a community where we all, understand those vibrations. One person's strength might be different than another person's. Some clairability may be stronger than another, but they're all having these beautiful, rich conversations and validating each other, and just really embracing the individual's experiences as part of the whole. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yes. Connecting with people who you can have that community with. I mean, that's what I'm all about. It's so life changing. And what I found, my experience has been, once I've been open to it, it unfolds with
Mhm.
ease. And I know
Mhm.
that's kind of a cliche, like unfolds with ease, but it really does.
Mhm.
You just begin meeting people, and your community begins to grow, and they introduce you into somebody else, and it's transformational in your life to finally recognize your limiting beliefs. I've been
Mhm.
talking a lot about that this week. Your limiting beliefs, and have people around you who support you, who are like, yeah, that's a limiting belief, or who even call you out. Sometimes say,
Uh,
hey, did you just catch yourself? You just totally, you just
yes.
stopped
Yeah.
yourself with this limiting belief. Did you catch that? Because like you said, it's so ingrained into our everyday, like,
It,
hypnosis.
it's automatic.
Yeah.
It's automatic, and it's this constant feed of the monkey mind. And one of the first things I do is teach people how to get out of that, and to get into that center of head, that seat of the soul, where they can experience their neutrality and their truth.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot different than what's out there in the world.
It does. It does. And when you, what I love about the time that we're living in right now is it's kind of like a new enlightenment age, right? Like it's,
Mhm.
we're seeing with social media as, good, bad, and ugly. The good of it is that we are seeing the connection between the science, the psychology, the biology, the chemistry, the physics, like, and then the reality that we're living in. And we begin to see that coincidence means something. It's not a coincidence, it's synchronicity. It's a pattern. It's an interweaving and connection. So it's really beautiful.
It's a lot about that vibration, right? So if I'm vibrating at a particular frequency, let's say I'm vibrating at sadness. Well, how is happiness going to find me? How are happy people going to find me? Right. And like you were saying, Valarie, when you open yourself up, right, it's that opening up. I was just teaching a class last night on what I call havingness. And that is just the ability to have something new, have something that you would like, offer up that permission. And it's amazing when you do that, how quickly those synchronicities happen because you've shifted your vibration. And then that which you seek can find you. It's a match of energy, just like a magnet.
Yes, yes. And you mentioned earlier with when you were mentioning the empathy piece, people are recognizing, oh, I'm an empath, I'm empathic, and it's becoming kind of a mainstream conversation, kind of like
It
crystals.
is.
And
Mhm.
we can easily lose track of our vibration when we connect with that vibration of someone around us. So if you're in the grocery store line and the old man in front of you is yelling at everyone and he's grouchy, and it it can tempt you to go there, right?
Mhm.
And so um, just I think being aware that our vibration is can be affected by others, but we have the ultimate authority, right?
Oh, for sure. Yes, we do. We really do. Yeah. And I've worked with a lot of folks too who, while they're interested, they're intrigued, and they're very ready because of the programming, they're also very fearful. They've been told to stay away from this stuff because you could get into calling in demons or all of these different things. And it's really interesting. We do have that seniority, we have that authority of what goes on in our lives. And when we own that and we vibrate at that, the only things that are going to find us are that which match our light.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you said that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that those warnings of beware, um it's so silly because when you have this knowledge and wisdom and empowerment, and you understand, you work with teachers like yourself, and you begin to understand how you can utilize these tools. um that it's so empowering versus just living in chaos. It just fumbling through the days chaotically, going with this guy's energy, then this lady's energy, and having the road rage, and then, being angry at the man at the grocery store. And you're just being led by every emotion around you and every experience around you. And it is chaos. And so to me, that's so much more dangerous because you
Mhm.
can get pulled into the energy of, anger and, evil doing and that kind of thing, because you don't have a plan. You don't know
Mhm.
what you want, you don't know how to get it, and you're fumbling through life. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something we've had many conversations about especially when we were having live events at the brick and mortar space. Um,
Mhm.
well, is fill in the blank modality evil? Is
Yeah.
this modality, is this gonna like call in demons or something like that? So it was a common conversation, especially here in the Bible Belt, where people may have had
Right.
an influencer in their life, in their church or in their family or something that might have programmed that into their thinking. And yeah, it's just, it couldn't be further from the opposite, really.
And what's interesting is I've met other practitioners, particularly in my area, because I'm in the Chatham and Danville area. And we have the highest, like, per capita number of churches. It's amazing. Pennsylvania County is the highest in the state. It's just like, wow, we love our churches here. And not that I have anything against churches or religion rights. For some people, that's the place for them. And I embrace that and for them as well. So it is very Bible Belt ish here. And I have a lot of practitioners that kind of complain a little bit about, oh, this person was, condemning me because of this, and this. And, it's not a part of my experience. I have people who inquire, but not a lot who attack. And again, it's because my vibration, I don't have any uncertainty about what I do. I set places up where I'm going to have energy flow through rather than getting stuck. So when somebody is throwing energy at somebody else, getting upset or emotional or whatever, I have ways to help ground that space so that people have their own space to be and no one feels like, oh, everybody's pushing in on me and I need to lash out. And so I rarely experience that because it's not in my frequency band. And so, yeah, you're right that you drop the chaos when you step into your own true essence and you're starting to attract and live and create the world that you were here, that your soul essence wanted to do to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's interesting that you said certainty, because that word has come up for me this week multiple times.
Yeah.
And yeah, you nailed it. Certainty, just being certain about who you are, what your capabilities are, and what you want, doing things with intentionality. And I mean, essentially, if someone's watching this and they're flabbergasted, they're like, wait, what? I can have that. I can be empowered in this way. I don't have to just fumble around and, you know, be a victim or be victimized or whatever. It's a mind-blowing concept if that's
Yes.
all you've ever lived, right? And
Right.
so I hope this conversation today, I hope that some people watch this today, and I know they will, that this is the moment. Like for me,
Yes.
5 years ago, I had the moment when I was like, wait a minute, wait, there's another way. I hope this is a moment for people, because I think this was a great conversation about that and
Yep.
about the empowerment. And you are a phenomenal mentor for that. So tell people who, who are watching, how could you work with them? You work in person in Virginia, here in the Chatham
Yeah.
area. And so you
Uh-huh.
go ahead and talk to them a little bit about how you work with people.
Yeah. Can I give a tip before I go into that? And it'll be really short.
Absolutely.
So when you were talking about certainty and really feeling into and being certain about what you want with that clarity, one of the challenges that empaths have, as long as they're carrying around other people's energy, they're not going to have that clarity. That needs to be the very, very, very first step because they're being influenced. I couldn't decide on dinner before I found these tools. Like I would just be blowing in the wind with any type of decision. And people would say, what's your favorite color? And I'm like, I don't, and it just, because I was so full of everyone else's energy. So there's a tip. Start to release, become aware of what is yours, truth, and what is not yours. And then you'll begin to be able to step into your own desire and your own vibration. So that's the tip.
Thank you for
So
that.
as far as connecting with me, you're welcome. It just came up, you kind of set the stage for that. So I do have people who will drive sometimes 2 and 3 hours to meet with me in person. And I'm here to say that your soul, yes, it is in the body, but that's not the part that I'm reading. So I don't need to see you in the physical. I have people across the country that maybe I've seen their picture here, there, or wherever, or we've done a Zoom or something. But, before Zoom became really prevalent with COVID, I was doing a lot of phone readings, and I always record my sessions. That's really important for people to know. I always record my sessions and send them to the folks because spirit will speak through those sessions for years to come, and people will revisit them and more will unfold. And so that's super important. I record all my classes so that people can have them as well. So the best way to get me, interestingly enough, is to text me. And my phone number is 540-570-0047. I see those and respond to those in a much more timely manner because email has just gotten to be bogged down, hasn't it?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
I do have a website, and it is creatingharmonywithlaura.com. And a caution, as you go to that website, I was working with somebody to improve SEO. So he took down all of my services that I had previously posted there. And then he added a meditation page, which we worked on together. It was really brilliant. And that's kind of it. And I've been churning and burning, meeting everyone's needs, being that solopreneur who takes care of all the parts and pieces of the business. And so the website had fallen by the wayside, and I am working with a new company to help me work with that. So that will be new and improved in the next couple of months. But that's a great place too. If you want to go to the creatingharmonywithlaura.com website, there is a contact page that will work. And there's also a way to sign up for my email list. And I'm very respectful with the email list because, again, I am busy doing appointments, meeting people's needs and requests. And so I'm only typing, 3-4 emails a month, if that, yeah.
Yeah. The email can be, everyone wants you to sign up for their email, right? So it can be a little overwhelming. You have to weed that stuff
Yeah.
out. But I love that you respond to them with text, and
Mhm.
always a great idea. Say, "Hey, Laura, this is Valarie Roberts. I was wondering about da, da, da." And that's awesome that you can respond to them with that. And you're a busy lady, so you'll get back to them professionally within time.
I
So be
will.
patient, everyone. And but yeah, what have you got coming up? You were telling me earlier you've got training in the works that's not publicly like launched with dates and stuff yet, but you've got it tentatively on your calendar. So tell us about that.
Yeah, sure. I really like to meet people where they're at. So when I launch a class, oftentimes I say, let me know if you're ready, if you're interested. And then when I have my student group, I'll let them vote on what day, what time, just so that it suits as many people's needs as possible. I can tell you it's not going to be on a Wednesday night for these classes, or it won't be on a Wednesday night, but other evenings I've done some on Sunday afternoons as well. What's coming up, I call it my energy tools for spiritual growth and self-healing. And it is the basic level entry course for the clairvoyant tools. So that is a great class. It's 1.5 hour classes, 4 classes. I'm doing them on Zoom now, and it does include the recording so everyone can see who's in the class and appreciate that. And that leads to a level 2 and a level 3, etc. And people are reading energy, before long. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful process. And so that'll be coming up mid-August or September.
Wonderful. I think that that's a great place for people to go a little deeper, to get started on this journey, and take on that empowerment, get rid of some of those limiting beliefs. So super. So, text you, or will you have that on your website when you're ready to to launch that, or should they go ahead and contact you and let you know their availability?
I would ask them to contact me, either not to say I don't go to email. Email is fine. Through my website is fine. Texting me is fine. I will likely post it on my at Creating Harmony VA for Virginia Facebook page. I'll post it there as well. The website, I'm not actively posting stuff on there right now because literally I'm working with marketing and web designers for a new launch. Yeah, whole new platform.
Okay. And we'll put all of these ways to reach out to Laura in the description below here. So don't worry, if you're outside taking a walk or something, just come back to the video, save it in your queue, and then you can find that description underneath here and connect with Laura with those resources that we provide here. So what a great conversation, really empowering and enlightening. And I so appreciate you in so many ways. Is there any final words that have come up for you that you want to close out with, or?
I can't think of anything. I think you've just done such a beautiful job making this a rich conversation as well. And I think that feels pretty complete for me.
Good. It does for me too. I think it's very, very helpful for people. So we'll close it out, everyone. So be sure to look in the description below for the links and resources to get in touch with Laura. Thank you for sharing this time with us and listening in with our conversation today. And know that you can connect with Laura regardless if you live in the Virginia area or not. So she will work with you even distance. So that's super valuable as well. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of these amazing conversations and that you can grow your network. We're meeting so many beautiful, brilliant, warm, high vibe people in this series. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing and you can connect with some new folks. And we will see you all back here next time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Laura.
Bye, everyone.